Friday is a podcast about dark romance and monster smut. So if you're not down for weird shit, this is not the show for you. Content may include explicit sexual description, explicit language, conversations about human to human monster, and monster to monster sexual activities. Masturbation, questionable consent, morally gray ethics, murder out of jealousy, BDSM themes and tropes, fictional pregnancy, violence, emotional gut-wrenching story arcs, and all of the kinks. Oh, and dubious insertion of inanimate objects. We're multicultural, multipolitical, multisexual, multiracial group. We believe in inclusiveness, body positivity, bodily autonomy, and human rights for all. But we also like talking about characters getting railed by monsters and humans alike. Overall, prepare for cackling, tangents, general unhinged commentary. We're probably going to annoy the majority of the general population, but if you don't like it, instead of clutching your pearl necklace, you can just not listen. Okay, thanks, bye!
Son of an ever-loving bitch. I hurried my ass here after a hell of a day. I put on a tight top that showcased my tits and jeans that hugged my ass. For that? A demon? Mom was hearing about this date. Not the details, obviously, but definitely how absolutely shitty it was. She should ask for her money back. Sure, this date could be great if I wanted to get fucked by a demon and impregnated with his demon spawn. First, ew. Like, seriously. Gross. No thanks. While I could definitely use some action, I wasn't about to go near this guy's junk. Condoms? Ha! No protection against demon spunk. Not unless they were magicked. Also, I couldn't say it enough. Ew. My dad might have been a demon, but that didn't mean I was into screwing a denizen of some hellish plane. One who is only on Earth to fuck the night away and plant a demon baby inside some unsuspecting woman's womb. Not it, thank you very much. But second, since when did minor demons start using exclusive dating agencies to seduce and knock up their victims? I didn't think they cared that much about, well, not raping women. A dating agency seemed like trying. Since when did minor demons try? And that was Dating for Monster Hunters by Gemma Cates. My name is Erin, and I'm currently reading Court of Shadows by Miranda Hanfler.
I'm Sarah One, and I'm reading Sworn to the Shadow God by Ruby Dixon.
I'm Marie, and I'm reading Tower of Dawn by Sarah J. Maas.
I'm Sarah 2, and I'm reading A Soul to Heal by Opal Rain.
I'm Ivy, and I'm reading Amor Vincent Omnia by Twin Flame Blues. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of Feral Friday Podcast, Unhinged and Unbothered, a podcast where we talk about smut. I actually object to that because I think most men are minor demons.
It explains what's wrong with the dating apps.
It explains a lot.
That was
Quite a lot.
demon slander, and it's just prejudiced.
Demon slander coming from someone who also is half demon?
Oh, what?
Just saying.
Ooh, layers.
Maybe
layers.
she's got daddy issues.
I'm going to say she has daddy issues.
There's a lot to unpack there, and she should go to therapy.
It's 2024. Who doesn't have?
It's true.
That one was
someone with lesbian moms. I don't know.
I mean,
like...
they're probably more
that's
well-adjusted than
possible.
most.
Yes.
That was a freebie from Stuff Your Kindle Day, and I was surprised by the cover. It was something that I normally would not have picked up. I bought it by the title of the book. It was surprisingly good. I actually was left there was enough interesting things about everything happening in the story that I want to continue reading it. I haven't gotten back there yet, but it was very funny. I was surprised.
We love a funny smut.
Yep.
It was a very funny spot.
Is it long or is it?
It was short. It
Perfect.
was, I want to say it was maybe under 200 pages.
Oh, excellent. Sweet spot.
Yes. It was. I can tell you right now. Put in the loading music. It's not gonna tell me. 164 pages.
That's not bad.
Nice.
That's a nice, quick little
That is.
afternoon read.
Yeah,
Is
it
that
really
still-
wasn't.
Is that still counting towards your
I did.
list of the year?
Yes. So I kind of changed my mind a little bit. Obviously, as I do. I realized that the point of me trying to read through my Stuff Your Kindle Day is to review and rate these indie authors. So even if it's under 200, if I'm reading them and then not doing anything about it, it doesn't help these indie authors at all. So it did actually go on to it, and now I'm sad because there's not another book after in this like very specific series, but Gemma happens to have like a bunch of dragon books. Dragons do it dirtier, dragons do it nerdier.
Ooh.
They do it naughtier, grumpier. There's Fanged and Fabulous. My Grumpy Alien Warrior, which I don't know if I can read after last week's episode. We were reading the most elite of the world, which we will, if anyone was really excited about last week's episode, we're definitely going to be doing a part 2 and having Robin back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We just need to let the rest of the pod catch up to all 83 something books that are in the series.
So next year.
Yeah. June, summer.
Next year around this time. But we're actually
Maybe like in July when we're all sweating our asses off.
Yes,
we
and-
can return to
Yeah.
Not Hoth
yeah.
and talk
Freeze.
about ice and being cold.
And getting hot in a different way.
Ooh.
Hiya.
Ooh.
See, my problem is I've been completely derailed from Ice Planet Barbarian by Kitty, ironically, who was first like, hey, read Ice Planet Barbarian, but then read all this Hermione, and then now I'm stuck on Hermione, and I can't get back on the IPB train. I desperately need to.
I'm like a little scared of next month's reading list. Next month is my birthday month, and as a gift to myself, I'm only reading Hermione all month. And
Is that a gift?
yes,
Yes.
it is. Yes,
Eh.
yes, it's a gift. It's gonna hurt. I'm gonna suffer, but I'm gonna be happy about it.
That's how we like it.
Nice Harry Potter.
Little hurt
reference.
comfort.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna feel. Kitty was helping me design it, and my friend Kate, who I've mentioned to, like this list. So we'll see. My exception will be library loans, but we'll see if they actually pop up or if they all pop up on the same day. Then I have to read 6 books in 3 days. But
No big
as we
deal.
mentioned, Harry Potter, and not the scumbag who wrote it. We
Never.
are talking today about something like really specific to what Harry Potter brings to the table and a couple of other things, but we're talking about nostalgia pieces of media.
It's
that-
Flashback Friday.
Yeah, Flashback Friday, really, that's what it is. The original things we saw as young humans that made us be like, why do I feel funny down there?
A feral awakening. if
There's
you
so
will.
many. So many examples.
Why is it at a cartoon?
Always.
Why does that fox make me feel
Ah.
sweaty in my hands?
I hope that mine ruins things for a lot of people.
Come
I hope
on.
to ruin people's childhoods today.
This might be the childhood ruining episode. Speaking of the fox, we'll just start there. Who had a
Please.
hard-on for the Disney animated Robin Hood fox?
Obviously.
Who didn't?
Holy shit!
Obviously.
He's so cute.
They were
He's
my favorite
adorable.
animal when I was a kid. Foxes
Of course.
were
Ugh.
everything.
Ugh. I just,
On the same plane, there was also the Fox and the Hound, which,
devastated.
Oh,
How-
so
devastating.
Ugh.
But that fox was also like total crush material.
I
Yes.
feel
Um,
like it was
Lucas
Robin
is my
Hood
girlfriend.
Fox's attitude that made him just so
Is he-
disarmingly charming.
It's the original bad
Mhm.
boy. I mean, I think
Yes.
I think that's the trope
Yes.
we're going for. Is we're going for that
Yes.
bad boy trope.
I like it.
Yep.
Yep. There are so many different, like, if we're starting with like the original, all right, if we're really starting with the original animated series, I don't know what Disney's department was doing. The mouse. I'm sorry, Mr. Mouse. There are so many weirdly fuckable animals that came out of Disney.
Yeah.
I know I went off when we were like talking about brainstorming for this episode. If anyone has watched, first off, Nala. We'll start with Lion King right at the top. Not
She's very sensual.
the eyes.
The
Winnie
That's
Pinter,
like-
yes.
There is a sex scene. There is a fade to black sex scene in The Lion King.
Where they're being egged on by a monkey.
Yes.
He's like, yes, do it.
As
He
happens.
knows the future of the pride depends on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotta fuck or you'll die.
Can
Holy
you
crap.
feel the love tonight?
Yeah, they felt it.
They felt it.
I felt it all the way
night long.
all the way into Lion King 2, Kovu. I can't even begin to tell. I think, all right, so I very vividly remember a couple years ago, I was at like a fire pit little get together, and someone jokingly brought up to me, they said, so like, are you well adjusted, or did you have an animated cartoon crush? And I was like, let me tell you about Lion King 2, Kovu, Simba's Pride. And they're like, that was a joke. And I had immediately gone in really, really hard. I was like, he had the half a scar on his eye. And I
the
think this
Usher?
really,
No, the Nelly.
it was the Nelly. Yeah, it wasn't that. Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I don't know. The weird chokehold these had on all of us as youngins is stupid. And I'm really excited. Ivy brought up Aragon.
Yes.
And I want to know more because I am high-key interested in
Okay.
where this is going to go.
Yeah, so, I mean, the movie sucked. So there is, and please, to all of our listeners, these books came out so long ago. If you have not read Aragon, there will be spoilers. And the second book, Eldest, he meets a teacher, Oromis. I had the biggest, fattest crush on this, 600-year-old elf. And I think that's going to be to nobody's surprise.
Ivy in an age gap.
What?
Oh.
And then in the fourth book, when we actually get more information on the big bad, I'm like, wow, Galbatorix is hot.
Was he the baddie?
Yeah, and then I'm like,
Yeah.
wow, I have a lot of issues that I should probably work through in therapy.
Nah.
Which is just so, because I don't know, there's something about the artwork. I'm looking at Aragon. It's by, if anyone has never heard of it, it's by Christopher Poloni.
Paulini.
That's how
Polini?
I've always pronounced it. As Poloni.
This came out in 2002.
Yeah.
This was I very much, based on the artwork of the original book, I thought this was a 1991 special.
So they actually just released, basically this last year, an illustrated version of the first book, like how they're doing with the Harry Potter books.
Oh,
So
okay.
there is actually the illustrated version of Aragon out right now.
Ooh,
I am
okay.
eagerly awaiting Oromis
Okay.
when they come out with Eldest.
There's just gonna be, it's one of the very few paper books you have that's fiction, and the pages are gonna be oddly stiff, is what I'm hearing.
You know, you might be onto something.
I'm gonna mail you plastic sheets to put over your book as a protector.
Bless you.
Going on the same mystical dragon, we did ask on Instagram for some input. I'm gonna immediately dismiss Robin. Robin suggested the 1980s animated version of The Hobbit, which is vile.
Oh no.
No,
Thank you.
Robin, you're so funny. We also
Rejected.
had the input of George of the Jungle, young Brendan Fraser, which
Oh, yeah.
I got to meet that man once, and it
He's
was
still fine.
Did you really?
Okay,
Was
so
he super
I
nice?
So lucky.
yeah, we'll have a quick story time. I met Brendan Fraser in a towel.
Excuse me?
Explain.
You or him?
Continue, please.
Him. So
Okay.
I worked at a Relais and Chateau resort for a weird amount of time in my life, and this is like I met like the Obamas, some of the Harry Potter cast, like all like elite athletes. It's 10 rooms essentially at this place, and Brendan Fraser was staying there, and I was covering for room service, and I was delivering breakfast in bed to Brendan Fraser, who is in a towel. This was also like, I don't know, probably 7 years ago. Yeah, 7 or 8 years ago. He looked great. He was really, really nice. I immediately shit myself as soon as I got back into the delivery car to get to this cottage. But he was so nice, and all I can think of is all the things everyone else has suggested for Brendan Fraser. Encino Man. Like, come on.
So good.
What else is he
The
been
Mummy.
doing? The Mummy. The Mummy is just
Ugh.
Hey, Aaron, I have a serious question for
Up
you.
in flames.
yeah.
What's it like to be God's favorite?
I'll let you know when Robin hands over the crown.
You know what's another good Brendan Fraser one is oh crap. Blast from the Past.
Oh, okay. Okay, I don't
Yeah,
think I've
Right?
seen
That's
that.
what it's called.
Is it? Because
It is.
all I can think about is The Mummy is so I'm on a wait list. Marie read the book, but What the River Knows?
Yes.
That was marketed as a mummy meets was it like Indiana Jones, I think?
Yes. And it's
Did-
an amazing read.
Okay, I'm like, did it live it up to it? Because I think I'm like 3 weeks out from getting it from the library, and that was like making me think of it because I'm like, maybe I'll rewatch that soon. It's the Mummy series. It was so good.
Blast from the Past came out in 1999. Alicia Silverstone, Brendan Fraser, Christopher Walken,
Oh, okay.
Sissy Spacek.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are like your heavy hitters in that movie, and the synopsis is Adam Weber is the child of an eccentric inventor and his wife. Following a bomb scare in the 1960s, they lock themselves in a bomb shelter for 35 years. And then he ventures out into Los Angeles after 35 years to obtain food and supplies, and that's where he meets Eve, who is Alicia Silverstone, and like hijinks ensue because he has been essentially gone for 35 years and is going into the modern world thinking that it was gone.
All right.
So it's really cute, but it's
I'll have
also
to add it.
Brendan Fraser.
That also makes me think of Michael Douglas, because the thing that I constantly think about when like I'm thinking about old media that translates into classic bodice ripper books is Romancing the Stone. I don't know if anyone has seen that, but holy shit. I've seen this movie so many times. It came out in 1984. I love this movie. It is like an adventurer and a writer, and obviously they're lost in the jungle, and he's gonna save her. And young Danny DeVito's in it. It is a classic adventure. It's what's that newer movie came out with the holy shit, she was a writer. It was like based on a romance author with Channing Tatum. I saw it in theaters, and it was very funny, but it kind of that new movie kind of brought up those vibes, and it was so good. And I actually haven't read a true bodice ripper in a long time. I really want to go back and read them because I'm like, wow.
The Lost City.
Thank you. Yes, it's very much the same movie and that same like high key romantic. There's obviously an Indiana Jones vibe. Also, Indiana Jones. I think everyone can kind of agree to some.
Harrison Ford is a god.
And he aged well. Harrison Ford is
did.
one of those actors that has just aged well.
He really
Money
did.
will do that, but you know.
Let my fantasy live.
You know, but yes, he has. I mean,
He really has.
he's a good silver fox.
Yes. I think I also like him because he really doesn't like David Blaine.
Get behind that.
There was like
Such
a
a
video.
random fun fact.
Yeah, like there was a random video. I think it was David Blaine in his house, and this might be a future oopsie corner if I'm wrong about who it was, where the magic guy did a trick or something in the house, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, so amazing!" And he looks him dead in the eye. He goes, "Get the fuck out of my house!" After he did the magic trick, and I'm like, "That's the right response to someone like David Blaine."
I love Star Wars, so Han
Yes.
Solo was like one of my
Everything.
huge crushes. So
Mhm.
Harrison Ford was main character in my dreams, like quite a few of them.
Now, I want to know, Marie, how far are you into Ice Planet?
I finished Barbarian's Touch. I think I'm like 9 or 10 in.
Okay, because I will say, without obviously being too spoilery, there is later in the series kind of a space pirate element.
Ooh.
And I can't wait till you get to it because I think you're going to get that same Han Solo vibe. Obviously, they're a little more modern.
Is he a little scoundrel?
Yes, there are
I'll
4
take
brothers
it.
that are little scoundrels. Yeah, when you get later on in the series, because there's definitely, I think there's room for that space piracy and romance. We're seeing more of those. I tend to mash these together: spaghetti western space opera, where
Okay.
it's like there is a theft, there is a high speed chase, there are not gun shooting at you, but they're laser beams, and you're in
Pew
a
pew.
meteor belt. Yep, you're definitely getting into that category, which also makes my brain immediately go to Treasure Planet, because Treasure Planet was
Quite a few of those characters were
Oh my
animated very well.
I was
God.
obsessed with that movie as a kid. And when they had
don't remember that
the
one.
toys at McDonald's, I
Yep.
like I got the like
think that might have been after our time, Sarah.
It was. It was
I got like the
2002.
crystal.
Yep.
Gross.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt was the one who voiced the main character there, Jim Hawkins. But also, I'm looking, it had the kind of a star-studded cast, like, because it had Emma Thompson and Martin Short, and
Yes.
quite a few other very notable people throughout it, which is cool. But
You know what? Sorry.
oh, go ahead. I'm just
'Cause
staring
I'm
at.
gonna deviate a
Oh,
little
go
bit.
for it.
So Treasure Planet makes me think also of Atlantis.
Yes, okay. You read my mind. That's what I was just looking at the bottom of where we're going next to Milo Thatch.
Yes.
But
But also Kira.
Yes. Holy shit, the thighs on that woman.
Yes.
We need more of that because that it's in the same thread as El Dorado, which I think everyone has seen the gif of the 2 guys from El Dorado when they're like, both, why not both? And they're kind of talking about taking the main girl from El Dorado to Paris in a Disney movie.
All right. I'll take a Disney. Can we get a Disney princess in a white shoes relationship? That'd be.
Tell me that's not what El Dorado is at one point. Because she's
Snow
messing
White
around
and the
with
Seven
both
Dwarfs.
of them. You are right.
What?
I think, yeah.
Snow White and the 7 Dwarves.
Is Snow White the first Omegaverse?
Reverse harem.
First reverse harem.
First reverse harem Omegaverse. The dwarves Hulk out.
Who is the
So
alpha?
Short kings.
Which one is the alpha?
It's Dopey.
Grumpy.
Oh,
It's gotta be. It has to be.
I'm like, it's gotta be Dopey.
The unsuspecting.
The big
No,
dumb
he's a
idiot who
beta.
probably has
He's
the
a beta.
biggest dick.
And now we just ruined childhoods. Right there.
He's probably called Dopey because that's what she feels like afterwards.
She's completely
my
dick drunk
God.
after seeing the Dopey.
Yep. He's like, I'm actually really smart. It's just what happens to the ladies after I'm done with them.
That's so gross.
You are welcome for that introduction.
Yeah. And I wanted to also thank Marie for bringing up Odette. You
yes,
shook
Swan
something
Princess.
off my brain. All right, if we're talking about like media that translates into modern day book tropes, the Swan Princess was it the second one where it is such a massive fuck up miscommunication trope that she leaves the castle and abandons the prince because he doesn't know how to compliment her.
Yeah. She's like, because he's like saying how beautiful she is, and she's like, and
Why do you love me? Yeah.
yeah, because you're pretty and you smile, and she goes, and he goes,
Yeah.
what else is there? How to ruin it in like 3 words.
And that's the big.
Ouch.
It's basically a kids movie that starts with a miscommunication trope. And I fucking hated it. Why? It was a lot. If you haven't watched this one, because I think, are there just 2 or there are 3 of these godforsaken alternative movies?
The not Disney.
I know the one that I was referring to, I think it's like 1994.
Holy
I
shit.
did not watch those.
There are 5 of them.
It makes
That's
me think
even
of
worse.
Anastasia, though.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that 2 through 5 are all straight to video. But wow, yeah, because there were other than not Disney's. I know I brought up to Thumbelina. Because Charo, Charo is she's not just a dancer, she's like a personality type. I believe, I want to make sure I don't oopsie corner this because Charo's done like a million different things.
Like Charo
She
as
is
an
an
actual
icon.
person,
Yeah, she is
not
a
the cartoon Thumbelina
So-
version.
Her name is Maria Rosa Pilar Martinez. So she's
Oh.
I'll tell you now from, I know it's
Marie,
not
say that again.
Spain.
South of,
It says
she is?
Spain. Yeah, I couldn't.
she is
For
from
some
Spain.
reason, I thought it was South America, but I think she just
Same.
might be playing up because she was an incredible dancer. But she is like portrayed as this like very busty, like titalicious frog in
She
Thumbelina.
looks exactly as she looks in real life, except she's a frog.
And I'm like still continuously like, wow, this is a kids movie. All right.
I
It
will
was
so
say,
much
Prince
that we don't pick up on.
Prince Cornelius from Thumbelina is probably what started my Faye obsession. Like 1,000%.
Okay.
Mine's Fern Gully.
I'm
was
right
just
there
thinking
with
of
you.
that.
I am.
Both of them.
Fern Gully was first off just the fact that we had the most pinpoint sexually attractive man to me, Tim Curry, in there as a bad guy. And he's not even a bad guy that I can look at his body and be like, oh, I love this. He's sludge. And I'm still like, yes. It had another round of like incredible casting. Robin Williams, obviously, Russ in the sweetest piece. Missed that man tremendously.
Still hurts.
Christian Slater was in it. It's obviously we like to save our forest and our rainforest, but my God, did they need to make everyone so hot and juicy in it?
They did. That's what they
Even with a mullet, he's hot. That's
He did have
amazing.
a full mullet, didn't he?
He sure did.
Oh my God, he did. And it wasn't even just a mullet, it was dyed on the top. Yeah, it's the ears, it's everything. Because I feel like a lot of these movies are well preserved, and I'm like really knocking on wood that we're never gonna see these reboots that are probably eventually gonna happen.
They're doing a live action Fern Gully that's being released.
It's gonna be atrocious.
It might be this year that it's coming out.
I don't.
I totally forgot that Cheech and Chong were in Fern Gully. and Tone Lock.
God. Yeah, I don't want them. I will say, because we're not gonna like fully ever talk about it. This, like, seeing a movie like this where we're seeing the fae, we're seeing fairies, we're seeing them in their natural element. A live action is what really I know we're all kind of excited about potentially seeing a Sarah J. Maas book turn into a series. I don't think it's going to be good unless it's animated. It's got to be an animated series. I don't think the live action's going to work out. I think
It'll be too cheesy.
Yeah, it's going to be too cheesy. I think it's going to end up somewhere in the realm of I did not love the new Beauty and the Beast. I really like Emma Watson, but there was just something too off-putting. It's the what's the kids' Christmas movie with Tom Hanks?
Polar Express.
Polar Express, where it unsettled a lot of people because the animation was like just too close to human but still completely off and made people like feel really uncomfortable. I think that might be what we see out of the Sarah J. Maas series if that gets made, whatever of the 3 series gets made. I think we all know it's gonna probably end up being ACOTAR. But if they did ACOTAR in the same style as Fern Gully, I'm down to fuck.
I have to do an immediate oopsie corner because I have now Googled it, and there's not a remake. It was like a fan.
Oh, okay.
Made like poster, like movie poster, and everyone just ran with it, but not actually happening. So we're safe for now.
Okay.
For now.
Oh, I think I see what you're trying. Is it like does it say like Zendaya and Benedict and Jim Carrey? Oh yeah, of course. So they Christmas 2024. What is this?
Yep.
Get out of here.
Fake news. This isn't real.
Actual fake news.
I will say I just had another brain tickle. If we're talking about awakenings, the Goofy movie.
Sarah.
Are you gonna talk Maxine?
But also the
Powerline.
Yes.
Powerline.
But also the friend that makes the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Oh,
I would have had a crush on that character if I was in that world. That would have been the boy that I would have gone for.
Because he's the stoner.
You're talking about Pauly Shore's character.
Yeah, I know. But I hate Pauly Shore, but any of his characters, yeah, totally would have gone for them.
I'm sorry.
I was such a good girl, so I really just needed fun in my life. So
oh my god, so I just can't. I grew up watching a lot of Pauly Shore movies, which I probably should not have at my.
We all
couldn't escape.
We were all subjected to it.
I mean, he was even in Encino Man.
He was. And animated's better, but also just so you know, Max was voiced by the same voice actor as Kovu.
Oh, this is why I really loved him.
Pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it all makes sense. It really does, because we even not even just animated ones. I want to get back to
Oh, and Pauly Shore is not in the Goofy movie.
Oh yeah, I guess I'm wrong. I just
Oopsie
tried to
corner
find
number
out.
2.
Oopsie corner 2. I'm wrong again.
It's not even Oopsie corner. We're just correcting ourselves.
It's live
as we
oopsie
go.
cornering.
In the moment. It's fine. It's live oopsie corner here to grace your ears.
I have a question I would like to pose to the group.
Yes.
And I really hope that this isn't like we're too young for that, Sarah, because then I will throw myself off a building. Which Power Ranger was your awakening?
My god.
The white one. The
white
Power
one.
Ranger.
Pink.
The white one.
It was the white Power Ranger, 100%.
Are we all different? We are. Yellow was my number 2.
No, it was Tommy, the white Power Ranger. You know what's funny? I was just talking about the Power Rangers
just had different
recently.
answers is amazing.
No, Aaron and I are the same.
Yeah, the white Power Ranger.
But we share a brain cell, so I mean,
yes,
true. So that makes sense.
I will say, so in what I recently was talking about with the Power Rangers was that apparently there's a thing where I want to say, and I'm sure I'm gonna get a text from my partner like very shortly to correct me. There are a couple of Power Rangers who have played a particular color who have like murdered their roommates or their loved ones.
The red Power Ranger.
I believe
Is it the red one?
It was. I'm pretty sure it was the red Power Ranger. Yeah.
There's more than one Power Ranger that has gone on to harvest the power of the Power Ranger to hurt someone in real life.
There's multiple Power Ranger murderers?
They
Yep.
went Mighty Morphin on the wrong guy.
Yeah, they went.
It's upsetting.
Like,
it was the red one. The red one brutally murdered somebody with a samurai sword.
Jesus.
Yeah.
yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
I
none
don't-
of us chose him, so we all have great taste.
Yes, we do.
I don't like toxic men ever.
Not
He was a
anymore.
red flag.
Not anymore.
It
I've
was
Mighty
just a
Morphed.
phase, Mom. It was just a phase.
And then what was the lady with the crazy, the bad lady, Rita Repulsa?
That was
She
her
also
name.
was oddly very hot.
Yeah. Because she had her
They just-
boobs out.
She had her boobs out, she had a crazy horn on, and she was always screaming.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I mean, yeah. If I had the option to just, I'm looking at Rita Repulsa's Wikipedia right now. Inverse information. She has her home is on M51 Galaxy, and her status is a mystic mother.
Ooh, I like it.
I like
Mystic
that.
mommy, please. And also just says, for as far as appearance and personality, screeching voice, Madonna-like comb bra, and obnoxious attitude. If that's not me.
I forgot about the cone bra.
Yeah, they were. I think it was an eye. What is that word? Hazard. Wow. Brain slow. So there was another Instagram mention, and it was Ursula
Yes. Yes.
from Little Mermaid.
She's a vibe. I adore her.
Mm-hmm.
I saw something on the internet, so this is not my thought.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. And yes.
So it was a comment about how Ursula is this very, very powerful sea witch, which we can all agree, who can transform into anything she wants to. Or she can be that hot babe with the feet, and she chooses to be that also hot babe octopus lady.
Yes.
And just wants to be like
Vanessa.
that. Oh my god, she's so hot as just herself. Like she just
It's a
the
power move.
empowerment of like
Yeah.
She's her
Ursula.
most powerful self in that
Yes.
form.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And I know she's a villain, but also
And she's got the like badunkadunk with
She
it too.
sure does.
she sure does.
And she has the best song.
Mhm.
She does.
In
It's
which
so
she
good.
tells Little Mermaid, Little Miss Ariel, to use what her body has to convince Prince Eric to kiss her without saying a word.
Open your legs, dear.
She's amazing.
Essentially what she tells her.
Yeah.
Um
Unfortunately, Ariel's dumb.
Yeah.
So.
She's
Absolute.
not smart.
she's not.
She's very
I use a
pretty,
fork
but
in my hair.
not smart.
Oh god. I will say it is, I think we've maybe a little bit talked about it in the Smut Club and not here. So Katie Robert, I think everyone has seen it, wrote the Wicked Villains series. Katie Robert is also of the fame of Electric Idol, which is a very, very popular Persephone Hades series. It is, I'll just right off the top, it is dubious consent for all of these books. Whatever Katie Roberts tends to write, there are some things that are softer that Katie Robert has written, but this Wicked Villains book is like, read all the trigger warnings before you go in. I have definitely read them all without reading any trigger warnings, so I was a little like, whoa, curveball. But there is, the fifth book is The Sea Witch, about Ursula, essentially. I think she just goes by Ursa, but she is still a big bodacious mama in that book. Because I want to say those books cover Jafar, Hades, oh my god, what's his name? Captain Hook?
Like Hercules Hades?
and it's
Yeah.
it's a threesome scenario
Ooh,
with Meg and Herc.
Oh.
interesting. Wait, I've
oh.
never
Yes.
heard of this author, so
Oh,
I'm
it
very
is.
intrigued, and I guess I'm
Yeah,
getting another
you can rip
hyperfixation.
through all of them, and I am 80% sure they're on Kindle Unlimited. There's also The Beast, which is also a Beauty and the Beast. Then Queen Takes the Rose, which is
But-
your Queen of Hearts.
But Beast as the Beast, not Beast as the Prince.
Beast is the Beast.
Beast as the Prince is so disappointing.
Ugh.
And they're very much it's a sex club that one
Alright.
person owns. Hades owns the sex club.
Of course he does.
That's
So
fair.
his
sense.
book comes later.
Yeah.
But there's also an additional like a book 7 with a bunch of shorts from a bunch of different like of the couples as they interact, because some of them are voyeurism and some of them like to play around with other couples too, and they are sticky, if I had to describe that series, as far as taking your nostalgic villains. It's very sticky.
What a perfect series for this entire episode.
There's buckets of cummies, is what
There
she's
are-
saying.
Buckets.
Goblets,
Buckets.
tankards, if you will.
I actually DNF'd temporarily the Hades and Meg and Hercules one because I just got a little overwhelmed. Because there was
it's
so much.
There's a lot going on in those books.
Yes. And I was also listening to it as an audiobook while doing pottery, and I was like, I just need in my garage, and I was like, I'm pretty sure my neighbors can hear this.
Wait, hold on. Let me just. So, if anyone doesn't know, Sarah makes this most beautiful pottery in the world. I love it. I literally own pieces, and I drink from them every day. But what I'm imagining is Sarah alone in her pottery studio with reenacting Ghost, but also now playing,
Really massaging that clay,
Yep,
huh?
but playing it over your speakers, over your Alexas,
Yes.
and
yes.
not on
Yep. Yep. It's on the Alexa speaker in the
You are
garage.
bold, man.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sarah, how old are your neighbors?
Well, the ones on the one side are younger than me, but they are very conservative. So
Perfect.
no.
I love it.
the ones
Yes.
on the
Make it
other
louder.
side are older. But there's
Play
there's
it
at
on
least
full
two.
blast.
Full blast.
So what I'm like, what I'm hearing is you're livening up their they're getting a second chance romance out of this as a result.
I thought
Yeah.
I was bold for reading smut in Disney cues. At least this is on my little phone.
If there's a baby boom in our neighborhood in like 9 months, it is probably my fault.
I hope you. That was me choking on my water a little. If we're gonna keep that noise in,
I hope that you make eye contact at the mailboxes and just go, "You're welcome."
I would maybe just ask. So, who's your favorite?
So funny.
God,
Can't
yeah,
wait to
no,
hear
that
about this.
that one is. I will say that series is very sticky because in the same thread we're going into. We'll talk about the Never King and Peter Pan as a whole. Because now I've seen this distinct split where either Peter is your main character or Hook or both, because I have it in my Kindle is a book called Hooked. It is a man-on-man romance, which I'm very excited to read. But it's either James Hook is who we're trying to fuck, Peter is who we're trying to fuck, or like in the Never Kings, you're trying to fuck Peter and all of the Lost Boys, or every single one. If you're going into the Never King series thinking it's not a reverse harem, hate to break it to you, I will spoil that for you. You're getting something in every hole.
You're gonna get all tied up.
Yeah, literally. Yep. And then there's even some romance for Hook later on in that. Yep, there is. So, there's a lot going on, but it's the very distinct line, because I will say in this back to the Katie Roberts series where it's about Hook, Pan is the bad guy. He's like an abuser. He's like a narcissistic, controlling asshole.
I can see that.
Yeah, like I can see it either way, because obviously Captain Hook was written to be a villain for us.
Right.
But then all of us are
He's
still
just
like
misunderstood.
yeah, just show me what else can attach to that hook, and we'll have a conversation.
Because honestly, when you said sometimes Peter is the object of affection, I was like, ugh.
Yeah, it's
like,
very
it just
like
feels icky.
it feels like
He's
a
kind
college.
of a fuckboy.
Yeah, it feels like a college romance when Peter's the point of affection.
Right, and like he leads you on, and
yep,
kind of sucks.
Never wants to grow up.
And unfortunately, Wendy is always a moron, which we don't love.
For real, though.
Like, always.
Which I feel like that doesn't make sense. Wendy should be very smart.
Yeah,
I think.
should be.
A woman who jumps out of her window to fly off with a man to Never Neverland is never bright.
Listen.
Just because, listen, I think
would
all of
jump out a
us,
window and
So,
fly.
every single one of us in the age of 2024 would gladly leap from a window if it meant we could fly off to somewhere else that isn't this version of Earth.
I will do it.
I would step onto an alien ship.
Oh,
I would
okay.
not
This
jump
is the
out a window with fairy dust.
I would.
I'm team fairy
With the
dust.
man boy off to Never Neverland.
I mean,
with
are
the-
there... If you're guaranteed other people...
If you're
in
guaranteed
Neverland.
Rufio from Hook, would you do
Right.
it?
Yep, I'm out.
Yeah,
Bye. Goodbye, cruel world. Yeah, Rufio's one of those.
If
'Cause
you
I'm like,
Came
knew,
on screen and I was like, boing!
So what if we did Fuck, Marry, Kill, Peter, Rufio, Hook?
oh, okay. I love that idea. But I also fucking hate it. Kill Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably gonna fuck Rufio and marry Hook.
Yeah.
See, I think I'd be mixed
I think I'd be opposite.
because
Rufio, I think would get annoying after a while.
I think he's trainable.
Hook's gonna take care of you though. Like, you're gonna live in a little bit of luxury. You're gonna be taken care of.
Yeah, I just
He
get
can
it's his
probably-
way or the highway though. Like
I
it's
could be
gonna be
okay
a
with- I could be a
traditional
kept
wife's.
woman.
I think it would be the traditional wife scenario, which
Not for a pirate. He's a pirate.
he's a pirate, but he also likes his shirts and his linens and look at the fucking linens and his velvet, and he's always like, he doesn't dress like a pirate. He dresses like an aristocrat.
He's a man
Aristocrat.
of luxury.
And now I'm thinking about aristocrat.
Aristocrat.
Here
That's
we
another
go.
one. Mr.
There-
O'Malley.
Oh my god.
Oh, the
Giuseppe-
aristocrats.
Giuseppe Casey, Thomas O'Malley. Why did they have to make all of these animals so sexual? That's like one of my biggest questions, because it's almost like Disney and these movies go through phases now that it's not just Disney, because y'all seen Zootopia in that
I was
one
gonna say
brief-
Zootopia.
the
The fox
daddy what
again.
was it in the opening scene though, the daddy tiger that like ripped through the internet, that was like, that man would take care of me. It was like a tiger on the train, and he's very briefly shown in all of Zootopia. I want to say in like the first 10 minutes they're on a train, and it's a very buff tiger man, and everyone's like, that man would be my father. I need him as my daddy. He would take care of me.
If you Google Zootopia tiger, there is sexual fan art.
Is
Wow,
there
you
a-
know.
Yep.
FYI.
Imagine that. People on the internet doing bad
FYI.
things.
Two innocent
I did a little
characters.
googly goog to see.
I will say, I think
it would
the
jog my
whole summary
memory.
of this is why we read Monster Smut.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Shifter Smut, Monster
It was
Smut,
clear from the get-go.
Omegaverse, Dark
Drag
Romance.
This just connected something
Fantasy.
in my head for me. So the last Stuff Your Kindle Day, I think we were all talking about the most ridiculous title we could get.
Mm.
And I picked up something called like Space Animal Zoo.
Yeah, I got that one too.
So I started reading it. I very momentarily paused it because I forgot about it because I had library loans. Now I'm gonna go back to it tonight and finish it. It is basically this tiger daddy is what this is about. And like humans get abducted to a zoo on another planet, but they don't realize that they're like sentient animals. They just think they're like just regular animals and don't know anything. But the guy who works at the zoo is basically this tiger daddy, but he's a white tiger. And yeah, now I've got some thoughts, and now I'm gonna finish it tonight. Thank you.
Nice.
Yep, Animal Zoo. It was free. I'm glad it was free to itch this spot in my brain. It's the animal things I don't get. Because we do get into that weird thing with, I'll say with the newer Pixars. In the thread of daddies. Are we going to talk about the fathers from, like, Inside Out? And, like, the different weird dad figures in these new Pixar movies? Because the dad from Inside Out is, like, supposed to also be super fucking hot. He looks like Charlie from... from Twilight, essentially. Bella's dad.
God, you read my mind.
He really does. Now that you say that, I can't.
Yeah, but there's this new thing with like Pixar dads, I guess, where they're starting to get hot for whatever reason. Because I'm also seeing. Yeah, he has a mustache. I'm seeing.
And I can't.
Was it Encanto? The father is there. Well, the couple different dads. I'm gonna just ignore Mr. Incredible, but Frozone is high on that list.
Mrs. Incredible. Thank you very much.
Mrs. Incredible. Holy shit. Oh, I'm talking about dad. I'm not talking about mommies yet.
We will get there.
The mother of all Pixar asses. I think they're starting to catch up that the dad also has to be oddly alluring. But the moms they've nailed. Holy shit. Yeah. Every Pixar mom, I would do incredibly awful things to Pixar moms. Like, I have no issue. Like,
well, who's another one? Like besides
the Frozen parents are both pretty hot.
They're
the Tangled parents.
Some of the the girlfriend in Despicable Me, she's got a donk. I'm also
I think the girl from like a Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs
yes.
also has like,
she's cute.
Ginormous ass.
Yep. I want to say the mom from Toy Story 2 ends up having a huge butt when they do show her. It's just something very, very focused in on the asses of these people. Is it Onward? It was a non-musical.
Where
they're like
what
blue.
are they?
They're blue orcs.
That movie is so cute.
I love that movie.
Was
that was a
very
big
too.
hit in our house. Who else is this? I'm looking at more Pixar moms, and this is a very, very strange ranking list I'm looking at right now. So basically, someone has made this list. I'm gonna say S is the sexiest, so it's got the sister from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Nani.
yeah.
Oh,
definitely.
Yep. The woman from the Bee movie.
When it falls for a bee.
Yeah, that falls for a bee.
My child wanted to watch that this weekend, and my husband was like, "That's not a movie."
It's not a child's movie.
It also has the mother from Frozen, and then the pregnant mom from Emperor's New Groove, which I
stop.
think that should be on the top list.
Yes.
So then the next tier down, I'm seeing Mrs. Incredible. I see the evil Mother Gothel from Tangled.
Tangled?
Yeah.
Yep,
Oh,
I see.
She was pretty hot.
Yeah.
Yep, I see the
aging.
yeah, the parents from Tangled as well. The mother from Brave. I don't know this one. Then there is a weird B class where it is Mrs. Darling, Wendy Darling's mother, and Nala.
Nala should definitely be higher up.
Yeah, I agree. There's a C class where I'm seeing Finding Nemo's dead wife.
What?
Coral?
Yeah, the dead fish. The mom from Mulan, not the grandma, the mom. And then
Grandma was the best character there, though.
yeah, and then I'm also seeing the doe from Bambi. Bambi's mom, who gets tragically murdered at the beginning of Bambi.
That feels not okay.
Yep. Then the D
reject
class
that.
is I'm seeing the mom from Frankenweenie. I see the abuelita from oh my god, not from the other one that made me cry, not Encanto. Coco, yeah, the grandma from Coco.
Oh, Coco kills me.
And then the grandma aunt from Bug's Life.
I just watched that.
The last there's two it's the F category is the owl from, oh my god, it's gotta be from Bambi, I think. Olive Oil from Popeye, and then the last one is from the movie Dinosaurs, and it just says literal dinosaur. It's on the bottom of the list, literal dinosaur. I don't know. It just said it's a community tier list from Tier Maker. I'm like, this is fucked up. I'm glad I stumbled on this, but
that's funny.
Pixar moms are built different.
She's not a mom, but because I just watched this and it's so good, Raya and the Last Dragon. Raya's pretty hot.
Raya is very hot.
Definitely.
And so is whoever her enemy turned not enemy.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Whatever her name was. Actually, most of the women in that movie were hot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, speaking of hot women, I'm looking at a different list now. Kim Possible and Shigo.
Oh hell yeah, Shigo.
Oh my god. I don't know how that glazed over my head. Yeah, Shigo, like, I think I've seen many internet post, so not an original thought, where Shigo is like the reason why a lot of people have like goth girlfriend obsessions. Yes. And I'm still seeing the lady from the Bee Movie at the top of all these lists, by the way. Which is just so fucking weird to me.
Because she's a whore. And everybody knows it. Whore.
Yeah, I mean, and it's surprising. You know what's not talked about as much as for how this character was created? Jessica Rabbit.
Oh, yes.
You know, because it's so obvious.
It's too on the nose. Like, I feel like they're like, okay, I'm gonna pander to you, and like people are like, I don't want it now. You gave me what I wanted. I don't want it now.
Mm-hmm.
It's too overt.
You can't make it too obvious. It can't be on purpose. You made a sex object.
Up as Jessica Rabbit.
What?
I tried dressing up as Jessica Rabbit when I was like 10 years old
for
Halloween, and my dad automatically shut that down.
Just hard
like,
veto.
That is not happening.
I
was
will
probably
say
a good decision.
Yeah.
The best Jessica Rabbit cosplay I've ever seen is my best friend is a burlesque dancer. She goes by Lady LaRouge, and she's part of a troupe in Salem, Massachusetts. And one of her troupe mates, their name is Moxie Tart. And this person is like this beautiful, petite, natural redhead gal. And when she does her Jessica Rabbit, and now it's like a yearly thing that she dresses up as Jessica Rabbit. But I've never seen a better, more on point. I'm like, you are just Jessica Rabbit now. I can't unsee it. And I know Moxie also sometimes listens to this podcast. So hi, Moxie.
Hello, Moxie.
I'm thinking about your boobs. Thank you.
And now everybody is.
Now all of us are. Don't worry about it.
Never seen him. I'm thinking about him.
Thinking about him. Yeah, there's a lot of, I will say, I'm going to share the list right now. Disney has this odd fascination of like, I don't know if it's just now like we're creating this thing where like animated people need to be thick, which is fine.
Well, it's better than them being thin and anorexic looking and making us think that we also need to be that.
Yeah.
Let's have some thick cartoon
Let's have
characters.
the cartoon characters. They're kind of inching towards the top, I'll be honest. Because I see some of the Pixar moms more shapely towards the top of this list. We are seeing some of the classic Disney princesses. I see, like, in the mid tier, I see Ariel. In the mid tier, I see Pocahontas, Aurora. I see freaking from the
We got
101
Hera in there.
Dalmatians. I know Hera's mixed in there, but also Aphrodite for like the 10 seconds she's in Hercules.
That doesn't even count.
Yeah,
They're only in there for 10 seconds.
I will say I do see her name is escaping me, the female gargoyle from the Disney show Gargoyles, which absolutely fucks. That show still holds up. And you should also still read, oh my god, is it Romancing the Marble Marquise? There is a set of, like, these gargoyle books that my friend Kate has recommended in the past, but the gargoyle books, they fuck. They like, if you ever watched the Gargoyles Disney show as a kid and then read this, it is a complete rainbow bridge from one to the other. It's a complete thought. They were just like, oh, what if we thought about this kids show that has pretty good morals and ethics and values and then made them fuck? That's what you got out of those books.
All right. I will
I
say.
do see.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go.
I like, moving on from Disney. One of the shows that I was obsessed with as a kid was Dr. Quinn.
My mom loved Dr. Quinn.
So much. I tried rewatching it recently and I was like, my god, this is boring. But I would say one of the awakening moments for me was her, like, on again, off again love interest. Where is he? What was his name?
What was his name?
Teddy?
I want to say Sully.
Sully. Yes. Definitely.
Byron Sully.
I'm looking now at pictures of him. And not as attractive as I thought he was when I was a child.
Oh, it's so
But
90s.
So
He's
90s.
90s hot. 90s hot.
Ugh. But he was,
This
like,
is-
raised by, like, the Native Americans, and so he was, like, dirty and,
He's a
like,
dangerous man
wild and feral.
with really nice hair.
Here we are, 30 years later.
This is giving me full, like, we didn't watch it. We watched Hercules: The Legendary Journey when I was younger. I don't know how my parents got, because I am younger than you guys.
All
but-
right.
My dad was very dedicated. Like, he had us watch what he wanted to watch, and that was it. And it was Hercules, and we did watch Xena. But the original Hercules with Kevin Sorbo. Why did my parents think that two young girls needed to be watching this?
That's fine. We were out here watching Legends of the Falls,
Oh,
Ooh.
good movie.
Oh,
which I was
so
gonna say
good.
Sully kind of gives me that Brad Pitt vibe in that movie.
oh yeah. Because now I'm saying, Sarah, you're reading the Battle God book right now by Ruby Dixon, because all I can
I'm
think
reading
about is
Shadow.
Oh, so you
Yeah.
moved on from Battle God?
Yes.
Because Battle God immediately made me think of Hercules and
Mm-hmm.
the original TV series, which just everything's
Mhm.
interconnected. It's
Yeah.
just
And
it's
I feel like
gross.
I watched Xena, and I feel like Xena came on after Dr. Quinn. It probably didn't,
Yeah.
but that's in
No,
my
I think it
memory.
did.
But Xena definitely gave me the tinglies. That whole show,
Yeah.
all of them running around.
Well, if we compare Hercules to Sully, they're kind of the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, same dude. Who was
Yeah.
Xena's guy? I'm gonna Google him.
Yeah, who was her love interest?
Like, it wasn't Carl Urban was Julius Caesar. What the fuck in this show?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just looking at the cast right now. I'm like, I'm granted, like, a lot of it is obviously Lucy Lawless forever, but I'm like, Some of this cast, where did they? Lots of people just trying for any kind of role.
And Lucy Lawless has aged like a fine wine.
Oh my
Like,
god, if I could
She
be
still
blessed.
looks amazing. And when she was in Spartacus, like 15 years ago,
Yep.
oh god damn, I was like, she still looks amazing. Oh, that was a good show.
I always liked her outfit.
Yes.
Like, she had a
Mhm.
sweet outfit.
That's what I imagine too. It's like, it's something where like you get the crossover of like, in my amalgamation brain, when I think high fantasy, it's somewhere between Lucy Lawless as Xena and then Princess Leia
Totally.
in the slave outfit. I'm like, it's got to be somewhere
Yeah.
between that. If I'm abducted,
Mm-hmm.
I'm wearing a combination of those outfits, and that's just it. That's just what it is. I'm okay with it. I'll be a little cold.
Just a little.
No, you won't. Hoes don't
Really?
get cold.
That'll make them perky.
I thought the lack of gravity was gonna help me there. Otherwise, they're just like, whoa, one way is the other. It's my tits would just be the incredible inflatable wacky man that's in front of the car dealerships. Just both of them. Whoa! Can you imagine?
I didn't need that mental image, actually.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We were previously thinking of Moxie Tart's tits, and now we're thinking of mine. It's fine. Oh, I actually, you know what? I was thinking about that movie we watched with that. I got the ick. I do want to go back and watch it. Oh, holy crap. What was
One
it?
of the Christmas ones?
One of the Christmas ones.
The native one?
Yeah, the native one.
That was
The sky. Wow. Yep, my brain's gone.
Somebody look for the agenda.
Christmas in the
I know.
Clouds.
Christmas in the Clouds. That was it. That was it. I was recently talking about it, so I'm gonna do like the shameless like friend pitch. I help put on my best friend's burlesque shows. So if anyone's ever in Massachusetts, it's in Central Mass. We have one coming up. It is 80s in Aspen, an après-ski draglesque pageant.
Nice.
And we were trying to find like inspo pictures of like lodge bunnies and ski bunnies and like classic 80s wear and stuff like that. So I was like looking up old movies where like this was a thing, and that one came up. I was like, you know what, this might actually work a little bit, because we already there's already some people who like have submitted some really cool acts, which I'm very excited about, because I was like, we could do stuff with like end of the ski season in Massachusetts, which is probably going to still go into April because global warming isn't real. But like all of this made me think of it. I was like, and the snow bunnies, and I was just like, huh. I'm like, we're gonna have to like pull this up for the style inspiration
There you
board
go.
for our vision board. Because it should be fun. I don't know if I'll be fully decked out in the garb, but I will be there. Usually I am the sound tech person on these shows. It's still very good. I don't know if there's still quite a few other topics that we wanted to touch on as well. And I think it's bringing us further into the early 2000s as far as shows, which these are things that I like kind of watched a little bit. I definitely missed the boat on. Dawson's Creek, Skins, which was I missed Skins by a mile. I know some people were obsessed with it.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I didn't.
watch it.
Degrassi. A lot of
That I
people
did
really.
watch.
I did
didn't
not watch
that one either.
I did not see that. Sabrina the Teenage Witch with Melissa Joan Hart.
That one I watched. Yeah.
Yes,
And
that one was great.
Also,
Harvey
Clarissa
was.
Explains It All.
Yes, I did watch
yes.
Clarissa Explains It All. Yes. Oh my god.
Wanted to be her.
Yes, I think everyone wanted to be Clarissa, because then you even get into the how was the main male character between Clarissa Explains It All, Sabrina the Teenage Witch? I want to say, except for I can't remember his name. He's now on like E Entertainment now from Saved by the Bell. Oh my god, what is his name? and
Zach?
The blonde one? Yeah, Zach.
the blonde one, Zach, and Lizzie McGuire. It was all the same main dude. It was all like it isn't actually the same main character, but the
Like
love
the same
interest was
character?
Oh, yeah,
was the
like,
same
cool
character.
blonde kid.
Because that's how
Yeah.
all the boys were back then.
Oh my god.
That's what they were. That was your choice.
I still to
You
this
had
day I
Chad,
see
Brad,
it.
and Tad. That's all you had.
I see that hairstyle and I'm still like ick. Like
And the bookshelves.
in the puka show.
And Sean from Boy Meets World.
Oh, that's different. He's different.
And then you had Sean.
Sean's different. Sean from
Mhm.
Boys Meets World is different. And I'll die on that hill. He was the exception.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he was.
He was a bad
The
boy.
Lawrence brothers were. They both. I hope they get every bit of help and
They were
whatever they want out of life.
They were the Brads and Chads disguised as the Seans. Prove me wrong.
They were so good. I hope. I still feel like I don't know. I get very like I can't like I know some of us were interested in listening to the Britney Spears autobiography. I can't.
did.
I like my heart, like I can only imagine. Granted, I also like reading like explicit horror. I can only imagine what they went through, and like it hurts too bad to think that it was real. I can only pretend, like I acknowledge it and I thank them for providing that weird amount of entertainment as a kid, but I want them to like all to be happy and healthy, because actually hearing about what happened to them I think would just destroy me. I can't accept it. I'm not good at it.
Yes.
And now that we've taken this podcast down to a very dark, depressing hole.
Way to
Bye.
I know, right?
Not we.
Should we do a quick rundown of books that they should read instead?
I don't even know.
I don't even know.
Dr. Quinn, you can read Outlander. If you like
Yes.
Lion King, there was a book that I read a while back called The Untamed something or other.
Okay.
Pamela Palmer or something like that.
Okay.
They're shifters. of
Yeah,
reverse
that makes
harem.
sense.
There's lots
Yeah.
of lions involved, so that'll work.
All of the Katie Roberts Wicked Villains. Go
Yep.
for it. The Never King. I know we talked about
Yep.
that series last week with Robin. It is, as Robin only likes a dark romance, that is a very dark romance. Just so you know when you're going into it, if that's not something you normally read, that is not like there's no think happy thoughts at the end of it.
Anything Brendan Fraser, you can just read IPB.
Honestly,
It
there are
works.
so many. Yeah, no, there are so many of the IPB characters that are different aspects of Brendan Fraser. You could just picture him blue for most things.
Yeah, but like Language Barrier, you got George the Jungle, you got
Yep.
Encino Man. Yeah, all those things. It works.
If you liked dragons, Aaron was privy to reading the Fallen Immortals series by Alyssa Woods. Just be aware, there is a major pregnancy thing with it.
There's a major pregnancy and there's nonchalant cheating. Gonna just be there's no warning that there's cheating in that book. What, like, just no. I would all right. I would have been fine if it was cheating and then there's a miscommunication trope with a third act breakup. I would have been fine. But ha ha ha, you're gonna come home and finger blast me after you just finger blasted someone else and not wash your hands?
Ew.
It's cool. I'm pregnant now. It's fine. I win. No. not my bag. But yeah,
We
that
were
is a
on a
good dragon
break.
book. Yeah, that was a not even. That wasn't I was interested enough to keep reading it. Like I'm gonna eventually go back. I read the first 3 books of the first brother.
The first brother, yeah, it's 3 books
Yeah.
for each brother. I just really said it because I wanted everybody to see your reaction for that.
There are also I think Ivy also might be able to attest to this. Go back and read Aragorn. Why not? I think that's something you
Reading's
could definitely
reading.
do. Reading is reading. Go back and read it, because if you're definitely gonna be able to read something else. I'm gonna say don't read Fourth Wing.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. We've got opinions on it that I'm if you want our opinions, if you, as someone I read, I have very strong opinions that I'm highly certain of now.
Just wait until I write my version, 40th Wong, which is going to be a D&D inspired Dragonborn.
Do it.
Please do.
The 40th Wong. I forgot if I had that conversation the other night.
Was it born from a fever dream? Yes. Am I still going to do it? Absolutely.
You should, yes. There's a lot of other books to read. We'll probably revisit this list as we're trying to dig these memories out of all of our dusty old brains. Because there are some of them I just didn't even think about, like until Marie said Odette, and I felt like my life shifted remembering that one scene where he fucks up in front of their wedding cake, saying "I love you because you're pretty." But
it's the what else is there?
Yeah, I know, and she says it so desperately in this children's movie. But yeah, no, that's what we have for this week. We wanted to talk about some things that bring up let's bring up the past.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these movies and shows and things shaped how we perceive our books now and why we like to read what we like to read. So if you have any suggestions for if you heard us talk about one of these shows and you think there is a book we're missing that we don't know about that is exactly Robin Hood as a fox fucking nailing Maid Marian, you tell me about it. We want to read it.
Yep. And if you've always wondered what's wrong with us, we just gave you a background.
That's true.
This is what I talk in therapy about. It's
Yep,
okay.
this is a parting of the kimono of our origin stories. All of us are just flashing in our call right now. None of you know, but I can see everyone's chesticles right now. You can just imagine.
Titties out all over the place.
Titties out. And on that, I'll leave you thinking about all of our nipples and
You're welcome.
They may be. You're welcome.
Titties out.
Titties out. All right, we love you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Just titties out.
Thank you so much for listening to the Feral Friday podcast. Join us every Friday for unhinged shenanigans, books, games, and more. You can find us on Instagram at Feral Friday Pod. Did you know we have a website? Visit us at www.feralfridaypod.com. Make sure to give us a like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. If you'd like us to cover a particular book or series, please send us an email at bferal@feralfridaypod.com. Happy reading!
Feral Friday.